Yes, I believe that at this time it's important for politicians to basically rise above their political considerations and actually give a nuanced, fair view of the issue. And unfortunately, when it's politicized, it has ramifications and repercussions that no one can control. On a local basis, I tried to work together with the police. I wrote a letter to ensure that they bring enough or patrol certain areas, the churches, especially along Jalan Brickfields. We really have to go above and treat it as an issue of concern, regardless if you're a politician or not. There is wisdom in that suggestion. You can even have closed-door discussions, but based on facts and figures rather than sentiments. However, knowing Malaysia, with the nature of our society, multiracial entity, and keadilan party, these are issues that we also have to learn to grasp with. We also have to understand. By understanding, it gets you closer to your constituents, to Malaysians. So I think you have to strike the right balance. But certainly, I accept that view. Maybe it was best if it was handled by religious authorities. And at the same time, there is no harm if politicians take it on, but not as an issue to politicize or gather support, but sincerely as a leader in their own right. There's many dimensions, many suggestions have come forth. That is one suggestion that if both parties are open to it, could be looked into. Because once you bring it to court, there's so much at stake. Again, I leave it to those who are interested, parties interested, but it has to be done fast. You have to nip it in the bud, and I don't think it's any use prolonging the matter. I think we've made really a lot of great strides on a more policy level. The 30% women representation in all places of decision making is supported by our party. It's a good idea, but currently it's stuck in cabinet and there's no target deadline, meaning to ensure 30% women representation. I don't see any trends that affect women candidates. There's no comprehensive study, so it will be difficult to ascertain whether women vote on the basis of it's a female candidate or not. I do believe it exists. You are expected to be a politician, a mother, a wife, and a superwoman. Certainly, it does exist because there are certain limitations. Having said that, it depends. Not certain countries might face a more severe glass ceiling, but at the same time, in Malaysia, it does exist. All of us are very optimistic, very happy, very excited about it. It is the first time a combination of parties came together, spelling out its common stance. So it's something that should be supported by all, because I think in any maturing democracy, it's very much needed. And I am just very, very happy for Pakatan Rakyat. Certainly the view is to basically, once take over government, that will be discussed at that particular juncture. Right now, there's different choices and different steps you can take if you want to hold local elections. First, of course, the state has to come up with their own funding, and the best is probably to just bring the ATA. So that will be probably the step that we are choosing to take. It is the first common manifesto. We welcome feedback. Wong Chin Huat has been sort of a good critique that we have been following closely. And as for the Islamic State, I believe that it's best for PAS to adhere to Pakatan Rakyat stance, and that's why it's not spelled out. I think it's important for the convention to have taken place and for us to spell out our manifesto common stance, for us to be seen as a viable coalition, and that step has been taken. And I believe right now it's also important for all the states ruled by Pakatan in terms of its performance, be comparable or better than the enrolled states. All steps are being taken. We have a very active keadilan parliamentary research unit. Whatever it is, we have to make sure each member of parliament or state assembly person or possible candidates are trained in keep on climbing that learning curve. I believe we are heading towards the right direction. The 8th of March general election the results are very important for us because denying PM's 2/3 majority is important for our democracy, not necessarily so fruitful for the opposition. And I am really looking forward to an eventual creation of two-party system in Malaysia because I believe then policies would be offered, the best type of policy will be chosen by the people. I guess I cannot describe, how, what we went through in the years post-1998, and of course to have this happen again, we're in the next phase of strengthening the opposition, and it's just, I think it's just cruel. And with the state of the judiciary now, with nothing happening, especially after the BK Lincoln fiasco and after it's being exposed, it really doesn't give us much cause to celebrate or to hope that things will be different. This has been discussed at length with the leadership. That's one of the reasons why the convention was held. Whatever it is, when you're fighting for something which is the future of Malaysia, it cannot rest on one man. Arrangements are being made so that leadership in PAS and Keadilan itself and the AP bringing in their second liners, because if you see most of the Pakatan Rakyat discussions, the second liners will be there. I think it's not fair for anyone to mention any names. If the leadership so decides, and between them, and they will announce at the right time. All preparations are being made to ensure that he stays out of prison. I believe the council themselves will decide when the time comes. I think it was important because it really opened up my eyes to the important issues affecting my country. If before, I was not aware of the importance of an independent judiciary, independent and professional police force, and an open media. Well, now it seems like you can't live without those things. What we've tried to do is actually to inculcate a different sense of independence, empowerment among the constituents. Other than that, we have ongoing activities such as free clinics. Long before One Malaysia, mind you, and we actually have a medical officer. We have a doctor there. We're extending Mesra Usia Mas and Tawas programs on behalf of Kerajaan Negeri Selangor for rakyat Selangor in Lembah Pantai. It's a very difficult constituency in a sense that you have a lower income group and their needs are different. But my biggest challenge would be vis-a-vis DBKL, because services, even issues of action enforcement, it boils down to DBKL and the police in terms of the increasing crime rate. It's not easy. I try my best to be fair to both my family and the constituents because both are like my children. I know it sounds a bit, but yeah, that's how you should view it. And I think we have to have a very understanding husband. I was actually supportive of David Cameron at the beginning. There's some things Obama says, especially on the energy efficiency program. So it's more policies. I think that's the best. There's no one person that can encapsulate perfection. So I echo based on policies and what we can adopt in the Malaysian case so that we become more effective.